So, driving in my eyes is probably one of the more difficult things anyone can do. Anyone that drives will say, nah, it's easy. But if you look at what you've got to do, what you got to pay attention to, you got to maintain the vehicle, I'm saying vehicle because of bikes, cars, vans, whatever it is you're driving, you've got to maintain it and you've got to make sure you're paying attention to every little thing on the road. And when you're autistic or in any way, shape or form autistic like I am, you see a bunny rabbit, you're like, ooh, bunny rabbit. Yeah, dangerous. But DUIs. So I'm looking at the whole, should anyone with more than one DUI have their driver's license taken off them? And I think yes. Hey guys, welcome back to the show, welcome back to the diary. So yes, DUIs. For those who don't know what DUI means, it's driving under the influence. Now this can be drugs, alcohol, anything like that. I mean, you can essentially drive under the influence and have a DUI from having cough medicine or any kind of medicine like that because of the way it makes you feel, but I think you're going to get a bit of a slap on the wrists with that one compared to driving well over the limit of alcohol or driving while you are stoned or on any other kind of drug. But the question is, should anyone who's got more than one DUI case or DUI fine, whatever you want to call it, whatever it is that there is, should they then have the license taken away? And I think, yes, they should, but I think it shouldn't be just after the first one. Because if you think about it in the sense of, the first one's passable because it's like, you must have just forgotten, you didn't realise you had that much, and everything like that. But the second time is a bit tricky. Whether or not it's the whole, you just forgot, you're in a rush, I'm trying to put in the whole emergency situation type of things. Yes, okay, you shouldn't drive under the influence, even if it is an emergency sort of thing. But to have a reading that's on, or just one unit over that limit, if it's 1 unit over the limit for the second time, I don't think the license should be taken away. If it's like miles and miles over, then yeah. But if you're just ever so slightly over, or you're on that limit, and then like, no, we're giving you a fine for driving while under the influence because you've hit on that limit. That to me doesn't seem very fair. It's like, it seems nitpicky at that point. And while yes, those who drive under the influence a lot need to have that slap, whether it's around the head, around the butt, whatever, that slap of a wake-up call of this should not be done, you should not do this, by having their license taken away. Like I said, there are some times when people genuinely, at that period, don't really have much of a choice, in the sense of that person is the only person that anyone around them knows that can drive. And if there was the sense of getting an ambulance over, it takes forever. I mean, there was a time last year, my mum broke her ankle, or the bottom of her leg, in one of the cities just out from where we live, and it took 3 to 4 hours for the ambulance to get to her. And granted, this was like Friday evening, so there was probably a load of drunk people and everything like that, but I'm talking about a woman who's just coming into pension age, or was just in pension age, and she's got a broken ankle, or a broken foot, or she's broken something to do with her leg. She can't move, can't walk, and she's on the cobbles, and it's getting dark. It's getting cold, it's getting dark. She's getting numb, and she's just being left here. What? Why? So, going with that story, there are times when it's like, well, this is taking too long. This could be life or death here, and there's nothing going on. Or sometimes you just know that it's life and death, or that it's not necessarily life or death, but you need to get there quick. But there's no need for an ambulance or anything like that. But you are 1 unit above the limit. So I don't think if you already have one and you are 1 unit over, you shouldn't have the license taken away. But if you are like 5, 10 or more units over the limit, then yeah, you probably should, because you should know straight away that you have had too much alcohol to drive, or you've had drugs and you can't drive as it is anyway, because you've had 1 toke, or, well, I don't know about 1 toke, but you've had 1 spliff, or you've had 1 injection, however it is. Then yeah, it's like you're making that choice, and then you're making the choice to drive. It's a stupid choice. So yeah, if you know straight away that you shouldn't be driving, and then you do, then yes, your license should be taken away, because that is stupid. But if, like I was saying, if there's that moment where there's literally no one else and something has to happen quick, and you know that you're just ever so slightly over or just on, then I think a second slap on the wrist, second wave of the hand should be allowed at that point, because it's like literally there was nothing else we could think of to do. There was no need for an ambulance, there was no need for this. I'm the only person that I know of that drives, and this needed to happen. No, as I was saying, I definitely think that people should be punished in that way if there are too many DUIs on their form, or at least if there was 2 DUIs, especially this question really wants to be given a definite yes to, depending on how close those DUIs are together. If they're a year or 2 apart, no. If they're within 6 months, at least 6 months, maybe 8 at a push, 6 months apart, yeah, definitely take it off, because at that point it's like you really haven't learned anything from your first experience, did you? It's like if they're a week apart, it's like you are foolish. You're really not ready for this, are you? Sort of thing. But let me know what you reckon down below. If you drive, do you think that you deserve having the license taken away if you have a DUI in that space of time, or you have 2 DUIs in that space of time? Do you agree that a wave of the hand should be given if there is literally no choice, but you're only just slightly over? Let me know down below, and I will see you guys tomorrow. So that's it for me today, guys. See ya.
Put a little bit of shit, put a little bit of shit, put a little bit of shit. Get a little bit of gasoline. Welcome to another crime scene. Get a little bit of gasoline. Welcome to another crime scene.